If you're a high handicapper struggling with bunkers, fear not. Today, as a 3.7 handicap, I'm breaking down my top 10 practical tips to escape the sand with confidence and save those precious strokes. These are game changers tailored for weekend warriors shooting over 90. Stick around, implement these, and watch your short game improve.
Step one to hitting better bunker shots is actually selecting the right club of what to hit out of the sand. If I'm gonna be hitting out of a greenside sand bunker, meaning I'm hitting a chip shot close to the green, I'm gonna take a 56-degree sand wedge every time. So I don't recommend chipping out of the sand with a 60 or really anything else. I would say a 56 is gonna be your sweet spot. If you're out in the fairway, you're hitting out of a fairway bunker. If you're gonna hit a 7-iron regularly, I would club up and hit a 6 and choke down. So you're always gonna wanna take an extra club and choke down a little bit out of the fairway bunkers. Now, when you get into the bunker, what you wanna do first is you wanna dig in your feet. So you don't just stand like this. You wanna really get on down there. So I just kinda go back and forth, and you see how big that footprint is? I'm really digging myself a base. And you wanna keep your stance nice and wide, kinda like you're hitting a driver. A lot of high handicap golfers, they sit there and they're all close together like this. That's no good. Get nice and wide like you're about to crush a drive like Bryson DeChambeau, and go ahead and really dig in your feet. Okay, now the next tip is to open your stance, which if you're a right-handed golfer like me, it means you're gonna aim just a little bit left of the hole. So typically when you're hitting a golf shot, you wanna aim square at the pin, right? Not in the sand trap. You want to aim left of the sand, and you want to open up your club face slightly. If I were to put my club face down regularly at the 56 degrees, it would look like that. But I'm going to actually open it up a little bit and then aim left. So I'm finding the hole and I'm aiming a little bit left of it, and I'm actually opening up my club face slightly. Now some guys and gals, they'll open it up way too much, and that's going to be Shank City, USA, baby. But you just want to open it up just a little bit. All right, now coming up, I'm actually going to play a game with you to kind of practice and to help make it kind of into a challenge. But before we get into the actual hitting the shots and keeping score and playing a game for practice, I want to show you probably the most important thing, and that is to hit about 1 to 2 inches behind the ball. So that's about where I want to hit right there. That's 1 to 2 inches behind the ball. If you hit the ball directly, it's gonna go way too far. But if you hit too far behind, you're gonna chunk it. So what I like to do is imagine just like 1 inch to 2 inches behind this ball, and then hit there. I'm gonna focus on hitting the sand out of the bunker. So I want the sand to actually land out of the bunker. 1 to 2 inches behind the ball, accelerate and blast through, and then get that sand up out of the bunker. Did you see how the sand landed right here? So I got the sand out of the bunker, and if you look at the divot, it's absolutely perfect. That's how I wanted it to sound. That's how I wanted it to look like. Now another important thing is that you have the ball up in your stance. If I was gonna hit a regular shot, I would be like right here. So the ball would be about slightly in the middle, just a little bit ahead of middle of my stance. But when I'm hitting out of the bunker, I wanna move the ball up in my stance, kind of at my left ankle here. So I'm gonna actually make a new dig in here. And just so I don't know if you can show them, but if you drew an imaginary line, that ball would be just by my left heel. So it's up in my stance. Then I wanna actually put my weight forward a little bit. I got an open stance, I'm dug in nice. I'm gonna hit about 2 inches behind this ball and let the sand blast it out. Beautiful. The sand pushed that ball right out of the bunker. You want to keep your lower body quiet when you're hitting the shot. So for review, dig in, aim a little left if you're right-handed, get the ball in the front of your stance here, move your weight a little bit forward. What's important is that your lower body isn't moving much. This is going to be more of your hands and your upper body. I'll watch some guys when I caddy, they'll go like this. They'll be like they're on the dance floor with their wife. Keep your lower body quiet. And then here's the most important tip. You ready for this one? Accelerate through the swing. So many high handicappers, they'll be in the sand and they'll go like this all day long. It's called decelerating. What you want to do when you practice, this isn't a fun game. We're going to get to the fun game in a moment. But if you're just out at your local golf course, local muni, any place that has a practice bunker, draw a line in the sand and just practice on accelerating through. And I want to see that sand come out of the bunker. Accelerate through. You see that sand splash out? So let's put it all together and do one here with all the right fundamentals. Then I'll teach you the game that I like to play when I practice. I'm gonna get up to the ball. I'm gonna select my 56-degree sand wedge. I'm gonna dig deep. I'm gonna have the ball on my left, inside my left ankle there. I'm aiming left. I'm gonna accelerate through this sucker. Wait a little bit forward, club face open, follow through. Accelerate through there. All right, so next time you practice your sand game, this is a fun game I like to play. So I'm gonna put 3 balls in the practice bunker. 2 of them have, well, this has a good lie, this has a decent lie, this one's a fried egg. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it be a par 2 for an up and down. I'm gonna chip this one on and then putt it out. And if I make it, that's a par, Parmesan. If I get a 3, that's a bogey. And if I get a 4, that's a double bogey. So we're gonna see on 3 holes with 3 sand shots what we can score. So let's go ahead and get started here. Now this lie's not a full fried egg, but it's kind of nestled in there. Let's see if we can knock it up there close. Oh yeah, go in, baby. Go in, go in, let's go. That's a tap in, baby. Now for the fried egg. That's gonna be pretty good too. All right, we got 1 tap in par, and then we're gonna have to grind to make the other 2 pars for putting. Before we do that, I wanna show you how to rake the bunker though. I learned this in caddy school and from Fluff, the caddy. You wanna push forward, and you wanna imagine if the next person that hits the ball in here, you wanna imagine them to have a perfect lie. So it's okay to go back and forth. Just make sure your last one is a push. Any ball that comes in there, it's gonna have a good lie. Let's go get the low-hanging fruit first and tap that one in. All right, so we're even through 1. Greens are a little slow today. See if we can save our par, get a sandy. No, sir. So that's gonna be a bogey, +1. This was my first bunker shot, I think. Wasn't the best one, but we still gotta roll at par. Oh. Got a little work left for bogey. I pushed it. That's a nice little 3 putt. That's 3 over. That's no good. All right, we're gonna play this game again because I'm not gonna leave my practice session with 3 over par from a greenside bunker. If I can get a +2 or better, then I'll call it a practice session and feel like I got better out of the sand today. Spin, baby, spin. All right. It's a little past the hole, but we can make that par putt. Golf shot, go. That was really good. I'm optimistic we're gonna get a +2 or better this time. Be good, baby. Let's go. All right, we're in business. We're in real good business. Yes, sir. So we're even through 1. No, sir. That's a bogey. 1 over. No, sir. So now all we got to do is make this one. Yes, sir. All right. Well, I hope that helps. Again, when you're hitting out of the sand, start with choosing the right club, which is a 56-degree sand wedge if you are by the green. If you're out in the fairway, club up. So if you're normally going to hit a 7-iron from that distance, hit a 6-iron and just choke down a little bit. And then once you get into sand, dig deep, put your club face open a little bit, aim left, keep your lower body quiet, make sure you just accelerate through that ball, finish your swing. I hope these tips have helped you become a better bunker player. And don't forget, you can draw a line in the sand and work on hitting that line and splashing that sand out of the bunker. That'll be great muscle memory and a great practice to give you confidence when you're out on the course to hit 2 inches behind the ball and really blast that sand, really accelerate through and finish your swing. Thanks for watching and hope to catch you on the next video.